Hey girl, are your healthy habits all over the place or non existent? Do you wish you could find true food freedom, move your body for joy, and really just talk a little nicer to yourself? If you have tried to habit hack your health, but the strategies you've tried just haven't worked for you in your busy lifestyle, then this podcast is for you. Hey, I'm Emily Nichols, habit and fitness coach, behavior change specialist, and Taco Tuesday enthusiast. Hey, I am here to tell you there is an easier way than what we've been taught about our health and our habits. How do I know? Well, because I've transformed my own life through habit hacking, and now my family gets the best of me, and I now help my clients do the same. I'm now going to teach you how to create healthy habits in less time, guilt-free for all seasons of your life. It's not your fault your habits haven't worked, my friend. We just have to do them differently. So, are you ready to feel empowered and transform your habits and life? Then let's do this. Hey gang, welcome to Habit Hack Thursday. So happy you are here. I'm so excited about all of y'all signing up for the Healthy Habit Reset Live as well. If you haven't listened, last episode, I announced that our quarterly free masterclass, it's offered all year round as a recording, but we're do it live every quarter, and it's time again. So August 15th, 16th, and 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern live each day for about 20 minutes. Join me live where we go through the Healthy Habit Reset Masterclass, where I'm going to teach you my 5-step habit change method to really help you lose the diet culture BS. All the health advice we've got out there before is super overwhelming. So we're going to break it down really simple and learn about some basic habit strategy 101, but through the lens of Atomic Habits for Women. So if you've been a new listener of the show, or if you just come into our community, this is where we need to start, right? This is basic habit strategy. Where do I start? How do I take action? We include a worksheet with it as well. All the replays will be available. Make sure to go sign up. There's a link in the show notes. You'll get the replays and the worksheet to help you take action. Plus, I am launching our brand new habit tracker. I'm so pumped for this, y'all. There's so many new Google Sheet trackers coming your way, but we're starting with the big ultimate habit tracker for you. I've been working really hard on it. I'm really excited for you to see what it looks like. And my husband's actually helped me with it a little bit as well, because he is an Excel whiz, and it's on Google Sheets. It's not Excel, but it's Google Sheets. But anyways, I can't wait for you to see it. But for everyone that just signs up and joins, you'll get an exclusive code to get a big discount on the habit tracker. It's launching the week of the Healthy Habit Reset Live. You'll get a special discount for joining us. So it's linked in the show notes. Hope to see you there. So today we are talking about habit stacking and habit tracking. This is ultimate habit hack to help your healthy habits stick. Can I say habits anymore? So let's talk a little bit more about tracking, then stacking, and honestly, spoiler alert, this is one of the steps we dig into inside of the method I teach in the Healthy Habit Reset, okay? And of course, inside of our accelerator programs too. So why do we track? First, let's just start with the basics. Why do we track our habits? Well, tracking in itself is a habit, and it provides us data of what's working and what's not working. It helps us stay motivated. It's showing you data okay, this is working, this other habit isn't working. Maybe I need to readjust it. Maybe this habit isn't serving me for this season of my life as well. Now, how does habit stacking work? Why do we habit stack? So habit stacking is you have an existing habit in place. I always use the example of brushing your teeth. You stack a new habit on top of that, right? It makes it easy because you're already doing a habit that you don't have to think about. Now, this is not to be confused with multitasking, right? I always habit stack walking or rucking while listening to a podcast or music or a book. That's not necessarily multitasking where I'm sending an email and replying to a text and, at the same time letting my dog outside. No, that's scatterbrained. This is very intentional habit stacking, okay? So let's get into habit stacking first, then we'll break down habit tracking. So when do we start stacking our habits, okay? Well, this is subjective. This is subjective, and this can vary person to person, but this is kind of how we start and take action when it comes to creating healthy habits. So first, I think you need to assess your readiness. take some time to really evaluate your current lifestyle. Are you on the Hot Mess Express, my friend? Choo-choo, let's get off that, okay? And determine if you have, the mental and emotional capacity right now to incorporate new habits. If you are in a season of life and this feels super overwhelming, it's going to be hard. And I think a lot of times as women, hence why women have to do habits differently, we kind of have an all or nothing mentality. So starting just super small. And if you're dealing, maybe at this time you're dealing with major life changes, major high level stress or other pressing priorities, it may be better to wait. And so you have a more stable foundation. Okay. I just want to preface with saying that because this is real life, right? So that leads me into starting with just one habit at a time, getting 1% better. That's a saying we have inside of our accelerator program. So instead of overwhelming yourself trying to do it all at once simultaneously, because how's that worked for you in the past? Like, that's how it did not work for me in the past. I had to start with just food freedom back in 2015 when I started my own habit hacking journey. But it's more effective just to think about getting 1% better, starting with one habit at a time. So next, you are stacking. You are building on existing habits. So look for habits that you already have in your day to kind of serve as a foundation. So maybe if a lot of us already have a pretty regular morning routine, how can you stack something on there, like drinking a glass of water upon waking up? Usually you're going to get up. What's the first thing you do? You turn off your alarm, you go pee, maybe have a big glass of water by your sink ready to fill up or go, or have your Stanley ready. I have my Stanley ready every morning as well. And then set realistic goals. Make sure your habits you choose are attainable and fit within your current lifestyle. If you don't, it's just going to lead to frustration and potential just abandonment of new habits in general, right? So start small, gradually increasing and stacking more habits as you increase your progress. And then lastly, be consistent and patient, okay? So we have the 21-90 rule. You hear me talk about it all the time. It takes 21 days to form a habit, but it can take up to 90 days for it to feel like a lifestyle. I know you want it quicker. I know you do. And I know life is hard and you have a lot of things coming your way that just makes this a little more challenging to reach. But be consistent, be patient when it comes to establishing new habits. This is the key. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up about it. We just get back on track the next day. Commit to yourself and think about this when it comes to your healthy habits as training for life. And habit stacking is a really simple system and habit hack to help you do this with a little bit more of a plan versus kind of loosey-goosey. One thing that will help you as you are starting to stack new habits is tracking. I love a habit tracker. Like I said, we're launching a new digital habit tracker the week of the Healthy Habit Reset, the week of the 14th. I'm so excited. I could geek out on this all day long. But using a habit tracker will help you stay consistent. But I have some questions sometimes from folks as they start using one. They're like, well, so like what? I'm going to have to use this like the rest of my life? No. Kind of like we talk about when we do the Healthy Habit Reset, the reason I do it every season is because your habits change. You have to readjust them. So maybe what was working for you last quarter, you don't necessarily have to track your habits. It's an unconscious habit. You do it no matter what. However, maybe you're moving into a new season. You're going to do it at a different time. You're trying a new healthy habit for what's going to serve you right now, for the energy that you need, the time that you have. So you need to track it in order to see your success. But how long should you use it? How long? They're useful tools for sure. So that initial phase, when starting a new habit, use a habit tracker at least 21 days. Okay? It allows you to have data, see what's working, not working, establish a routine, and just gain some insight on your behavior patterns, right? The habit formation period could be like 3 months long, right? During this period, using a habit tracker and having a set time, so maybe in the morning, in the evening, or you have it set out with like your planner or right next to your desk throughout the day as you are checking off as you go throughout the day. Make an actual habit of when you will do it. Gradual tapering. So once the habit becomes more ingrained, and you feel confident enough to sustain it without constant tracking, you can gradually reduce the frequency of using it. And you can always get back on track if you start not using the tracker and get back to using it, right? That's why the digital one would be great because it'll be super easy to edit it as you go along. And then habit reinforcement. So even as a habit has become well established, occasional tracking is going to help you reinforce it. Okay, it's just going to help you if you're slipping into old patterns, start tracking again. This is data. You're being a little subjective sometimes with ourselves, right? We're thinking, oh, I can't do this. I'm not good at doing my habits. But then when you look at the data of a habit tracker, you're like, oh no, I'm doing pretty well, right? You give yourself a little more credit and then you can start building some momentum. It's just black and white data versus it's facts versus feelings. And sometimes we need that as women, okay? So this is all personal to you, and it's key to find a system as far as like habit tracking goes and stacking on what habits you already have. I love doing one-on-one calls with my girls that do the accelerators, because what I do is they have to do a habit inventory, which we'll talk about what a habit inventory is during the reset, where all their time is going and what established habits do they have. And we go through each fundamental need, especially if they have the bundle, the mindset, movement, and food freedom. And we habit hack particular challenges and think about how and when we're going to do these, the habit loops, and tracking them over time. So it's a very customizable system for you. I provide you enough tools to start and keep going and building that consistency. But tracking and stacking is what is going to make your habits stick. Tracking and stacking and creating actual habit loops is the next level of habit strategy and how folks work with me with inside of our signature programs, the accelerators as well. Okay, so I'm so excited to see you all inside of the Healthy Habit Reset. I'll be talking about it some more until we're leading up to it. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or send me a DM on Instagram at EmilyNichols22. My goal is for you to learn the systems that I'm giving you through the reset when you do an accelerator. And I have other tools in place to help you along the way as well, that you don't need me. It's an unconscious habit and behavior for you that you're able to implement over and over and over again. And then you're training for life. You're no longer just merely surviving, but you are thriving. Can you hear me smiling? Ugh, I love this so much and I'm here for it. All right, friends, everything I talked about today is linked in the show notes. I will catch up with you next week. Hey girl, real quick before you go, did you know I have a secret podcast where I talk all about why most habit strategies don't work for us women? Spoiler alert, it's not our fault. Visit bit.ly/Atomic Habits for Women, it's linked in the show notes, to access my secret podcast series and have your biggest aha moment about why and how women have to do habits differently. And if you love the podcast, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a rating and review in iTunes. That way more mamas can find the show. Love and appreciate you, friend. We'll see you next time.